Stop managing time. Start managing energy. Yes, you've heard me right. 90% of leaders plan their days around tasks instead of energy. That's why they burned out. Look at your week. Are you spending your peak energy hours on your most valuable work? If not, that's the first thing to fix. Align your best energy with your most important leadership moments. Not emails, not status updates, the real work. Let's be honest, most leadership trainings are outdated. They were built for the world that rewards the loudest voice in the room, not the most effective leader. But that's where no one wants to admit. Leadership is not about being loudest, it's about being the smartest. And introverted leaders, well, you have unfair advantage if you know how to use it. Hello, my name is Anna. Welcome to Brilliance Unleashed. And I just don't talk about leadership. I lived it. I've led high performing teams in fintech, manage operations across continents, and now I coach introverted leaders to lead powerfully on their terms. Because leadership is evolving, and if you're still trying to fit into the old model, you are already behind. So let's change it here. And let's talk about the problem first. Because 50% of leaders are admitting that they feel like frauds, even on the top of their game. Then 60% of employees say that they are quitting their job because of poor leadership. Companies lost 300 billions a year due to burnout and turnover. If those numbers don't scream, I don't know what is. Because we are still teaching leadership like it's 1995. The traditional model was built for extroverts, designed around presence, visibility, and commanding the room. It prioritized being outspoken over being insightful, being seen over being effective. But research proves that introverted leaders are often better at leading proactive teams because they make better strategic decision because they listen more than they speak. Hmm? They foster deep team connections because they value meaningful over performative leadership. They create space for innovation because they don't need to be center of attention. Does it sound a little bit like you, my introverted leader? Well, if it does, but you're still struggling in leadership, well, maybe it's because you've been taught that the only way to succeed is to lead like an extrovert. And that's why leadership feels exhausting. I know, I've been there. And I also see it with my introverted leaders that I coached. That's why burnout is skyrocketing because this isn't you, because this is, well, how the leadership is taught, not how leadership should be. So, what's the biggest lie you've been told about leadership? The leadership industry has been lying us for decades. Let's debunk three myths. Number one, good leaders are naturally confident. Well, no. Good leaders are clear on their strengths. Confidence follow clarity. So if you don't know what makes you valuable as a leader, you will always feel like you're faking it. Myth number two, you have to be visible to be successful. Ooh, I bet you've heard so many times, like, yeah, be more visible. Well, it's about your visibility. Wrong. You have to be strategically visible. So, being in every meeting, speaking at every event, burning yourself out to be seen, well, that's not leadership, that's insecurity. And the myth number three, hard work equals success. Well, the biggest trap of all. Hard work isn't enough if you are using outdated strategies that don't align with your strengths. And let's be real, the mindset isn't just an old school. It's costing leaders their careers, their energy, and their well being. And also, this is the cost that their team members are paying. So, what is the alternative? How do you lead in the way that actually works, that brings you to your top game? Let me share three things that you can start doing today to shift how you lead. And it's going to be one big thing and two small. So let's start with the big one, with a big shift. Stop managing time. Start managing energy. Yes, you've heard me right. 90% of leaders plan their days around tasks instead of energy. That's why they burned out. Look at your week. Are you spending your peak energy hours on your most valuable work? If not, that's the first thing to fix. Align your best energy with your most important leadership moments. Not emails, not status updates, the real work. What you can do right now is run the visibility test. Ask yourself, does this task actually move my leadership forward, or am I just doing it to be seen? And set a 1% boundary. You don't need to change everything overnight. Set one small, non negotiated boundary this week. Maybe it's a no. It's no meetings before, I don't know, 10 a.m. or one deep work block per day. Small changes, big impact. Leadership isn't about doing more, it's about leading smarter. And I know it. And you might not know how to go about that. So maybe start with those 3 tips that I have shared. And if that's not enough, because probably it is not, I can invite you to my 2 programs. This is how I help leaders like you. First one is a quiet leadership lab. It's for introverts leaders who wants to lead powerfully without burning out. That's where you're going to learn how to lead without overextending yourself. Build a leadership style that fits your personality, not someone else, and master communication and visibility without pretending to be extroverted. And my favorite one, Stressless Academy. So for leaders already, unfortunately, on the edge of burnout or recovering from burnout. It's about reset your energy before burnout takes over completely. It's about learning to set boundaries that actually stick and work, and they are healthy. Build a leadership approach that is sustainable, not the survival mode, so you can actually achieve those lofty goals over time. The truth is, burnout doesn't go away on its own. And let me be clear and loud about it. And leadership, well, it's evolving. The old ways aren't working. So learn the new ways, the ways that works actually for you. So if you're still trying to push it through, you are already behind. It's time to upgrade the way you lead. And let me tell you, it is possible. And it's easier and it's smoother than you can imagine because you don't see what you don't see. So let me show you other ways. If you still are on the verge like, oh, I don't know, let me tell you that you have 2 choices. You can keep doing what you're doing and the risk losing yourself in the process, or you can start leading smarter, not harder today. I'm inviting you to download my 5 stages of burnout kit. That's going to be a link in the show notes. Or if you're ready to stop surviving and start leading differently, book a free call with me. Also, link in the notes. Because leadership shouldn't cost your well being. I will see you next time in Brilliance Unleashed. Until then, leave with intention and own your impact. Be bold, be brilliant, be present.